Hey, my name is David Kuong, otherwise known as DK. As far as the idea of building a dojo, it kind of came about from like small pieces here and there. I would say from my old apartment where I lived with my other roommate, we decided to like buy gym equipment and felt it was like time to like start working out again. So we found like pieces online on like Craigslist, like the bench, the plates, the dumbbells, and like you name it, all of that for like very cheap, like $400 for all of that. 45 plates and everything. So I was just like, no, that's a steal. And we just started like building from there, and it kind of like snowballed from there because we just kept like, well, I kept buying like more and more pieces to add into it. And after like I moved to the apartment I live in now, I started adding like wall banners and scrolls and posters and stuff like that to like give it more like a nice dojo feel. So from there it started like getting its look and started to come across a little better like appeal to it, where I started bringing like close friends of mine to start working out with me, and then eventually I started training people as well in the space I have. So everything like you see here, as far as like the equipment and the scrolls and the posters, give it like this nice like dojo vibe to it. So that's where that started. So, and then from here it's still it's still building itself, it's still building upon itself, and maybe eventually like I'll be able to have my own space outside of it's outside of an apartment to build maybe in like an empty space and branch off into an idea like maybe I'll call it the dojo or something else, but we'll see from there. The most important part to working out, and I mean there's multiple things, but I would say consistency, because you can like work out one day and it would just be like fantastic, like you did everything perfect and it was just like a great day, but then next thing you know, the next day and the days after that, you just ended up not going to the gym and you just stayed home for the rest of the week. So all of that work you just did on that one day just goes to nothing. And you need that consistency because it builds in that habit, because eventually you not showing up for that whole week, next week you're probably not going to show up anyways, because it just, and it's a habit where I found even for myself, like if I took like maybe 3 days off, I ended up not going for the whole week. So really build it into your habit of like keep showing up. I know like there are days where like you don't feel like it, you're too tired, but you have to. It's just like, it's the consistency into it. If you like just ended up not going 2 or 3 days in a row, you're building that habit of not showing up. So build that habit of showing up and you'll be fine. The body parts that I focus on more would be like my weaknesses, and you gotta be realistic with yourself and understand what your weaknesses are, and not fool yourself. We can work out on like the parts that we're strong at already, but what you'll find is if you keep working on, like, let's say you're strong at chest, or you're strong at chest all the time, and you just keep working on like benching your push-ups and stuff like that, you're gonna build a complacency, and that complacency is what causes a lot of people to feel like they've hit this plateau where they're like, oh, I'm not gaining as much as I want to anymore, because you hit that plateau of like it's not challenging anymore. So you want to work on weaknesses, where for me it would be biceps, it would be core, it would be hamstrings, and like a few shoulder muscles, rear delts, side delts, and such. So you want to keep challenging yourself. So in order to do that, you just work on your weaknesses. As far as like forms of martial arts that I've practiced in the past and currently, I would say I started with Kenpo karate when I was like 7-8 years old or so, and I did that for about like 4 years. After like Kenpo karate, I moved into like other forms of like martial arts, as far as like looking them up and researching them, even like boxing too. Like I would watch like a lot of boxing videos, I would watch like UFC fights. I would also look at like taekwondo competitions and stuff like that. So it's just like a mixture of variety, and of course like Bruce Lee videos too, as far as like Jeet Kune Do and all of that. And As far as like recently, I started getting into Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and I would say I started that maybe about a year and a half ago. And with the whole like COVID pandemic and all that, that kind of like cut my schedule off of doing that, and so I ended up just shadow boxing and practicing like Muay Thai on my own, or like watching like Brazilian Jiu Jitsu videos and learning techniques from there, and kind of practicing if I have the luxury of someone holding a bag for me, like kicks and punches and stuff like that. For parkour, it was just kind of like a fun hobby to do at the time, and I would say I started around when I was like 14 or 15, like back in my high school days. And it was just like me and like maybe like a few other people that I was with, and we were just like going to the art museum and like practicing like jumping off of things or like climbing stuff, either at the front or the back of the art museum. And there was this funny time at South Street where we ended up like finding a way to get on top of one of the rooftops and just started like running along the rooftops of South Street and just overseeing the whole South Street strip. So that was a pretty gnarly time back in the day. Staying fit, I would say what it's done for me is just a lot of like great benefits where I feel a lot more active. I feel a lot more like energetic. It really like helped me like, cause it just reminded me of like how shitty it felt when I didn't like work out, when I didn't got into like fitness and stuff like that, where I remember just like waking up and just feeling like so weak and like just like not interested in doing anything, very lazy, and just like I just wanted to stay in bed all day. So I just didn't like that feeling. And when I got into like working out again, I just felt like I could just take on the world from there. It was just a crazy like wake up call, and I don't know, it's just like history from there, where it's just like I don't even look back anymore and just keep moving forward and just keep like working out because of how much good it's done for me. As far as like acting and how fitness can correlate with it, acting like can be like physically taxing in a way where it's like, we do stage combat here or there as far as like theater and even like on film as well, where, and I've taken like stage combat lesson as well, like surprisingly I'm certified in longsword, so and I've also taken unarmed classes as well, like unarmed stage combat as well. So what it does is that if you're not like physically capable of doing certain things, the scene can look sloppy, or the scene can look like messy, and you start showing that you're fatigued while performing the scene. It shows, and the audience can see that, so you can't really fool the audience of you messing up a sword strike or like a punch or a grab and stuff. They'll see that right off the bat, especially with live theater. So I would say like being like physically capable is very important in the acting world. I want to leave you guys with something that I've been having on my mind as well, like something that may resonate with you as well. People always ask like, how do you like keep going, like how do you keep this up, this routine of yours? How do you like doesn't it like wear you down or like make you feel like you want to give up and stuff? And like I'll say, just imagine like if you fall to the ground and like you got hurt, do you blame the floor? No. So I mean, like life's tough, and bad things happen all the time. It's not meant to be easy. So what do is like get back up and you keep moving forward, and life goes on. So it's not really worth like staying in the same spot complaining about how you got hurt. You just keep going. So guys, you can reach me at my Instagram, dkuong, so that's DKUONG. I'm mostly on Instagram. I'm not really like on Facebook, Twitter, or anything like that. But if you want to get me on Facebook, it's just my name, David Kuong, so David Kuong. And as far as like YouTube, I'm not really active on that as well, but you can reach me at DRK Space Studios. on YouTube. But if you want to contact me through Instagram, and from there, if you're looking for like tips or hints on like working out or like anything fitness wise or like dietary, you can contact me on that as well. And again, that's D Kuong, so DKUONG.
Hey guys, I'm glad you made it to the end of the video. Don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. It is a 20% discount off of your first shoot. I'll check you guys out next time.